What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and I'm here with
Gersh1.
And where are we?
Still enjoying the weather.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say like the great outdoors. Are they great?
They seem pretty great. Even though now that the wind is blowing, I'm kind of getting cold. But yeah, I should enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
And welcome to
For the greater.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put a question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. And I have a question for you guys. There's a bird.
Is that a kookaburra?
Yeah, what kind of bird is that? I feel like you guys would know more about certain birds. I don't know why. Anyways.
That one, the one that you're hearing right now.
This question comes from Jamie Garth. If Darth Vader was in the 40K universe, would he be an Inquisitor?
I could definitely see it, seeing as how like Vader's got like, I don't say he's the best leader, but like he, like in the comics and in the show and whatnot, he was a leader to, well, before he became Vader, to like the clones, his Padawan, obviously.
Yep.
And he was he didn't stick to the status quo. So like the rules and stuff like that, he kind of twisted them and kind of did his own thing for the most part. He was very, how do I put it? He was a rebel, I guess you can call it. He did things his own way, and oftentimes it worked out for the best. So this translating into becoming swallowed by the dark side and leading the troopers and whatnot against the rebels, I could definitely see him being an Inquisitor, but not focusing so much on the leading part. Just kind of like having an agenda, getting to it, and there's a bee by my ear if you could see that. And yeah, I could see it. I could see that happening.
Yeah, I also like the whole concept of Vader hunting down all the Jedi, just like an Inquisitor would hunt down all of, like, you know, depending on...
like what he's going after,
Yeah.
relics or like...
Xenos,
Yeah.
or actual, like, enemies within, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I could definitely see Darth Vader as an Inquisitor.
Now, do you see him as like Vader pulled from his universe, put into the 40K universe? So like he'd have access to like the Force, he'd have a lightsaber, or would he be a psyker that he can move stuff with his mind, and he'd have like a power sword or something like that?
Yeah, the second one. Yeah. Because, like, I mean, obviously, like, if he just popped into the 40K universe, I don't think the 40K world would respect him.
Right. It's just like, well, who are you?
Yeah.
Right.
Because also, like, he, in the Star Wars universe, that power that he has of manipulating the Force, it's rare. Whereas, like, if he would just show up in the 40K universe and he's over here trying to Force choke a Psyker, the Psyker could just do, like, a witch bolt and he's done. I think. I don't know how powerful he would be.
That's true.
But yeah.
Because oftentimes you see a lot of people pit like the 40K universe against like the Star Wars universe, and it's like, oh, 40K stomps every single time. I don't know if it'd be that easy. I'm like, I still see 40K coming out on top like 9 out of 10 times, but I don't think it'd be as easy as most people say so.
Yeah, the thing too, because I was thinking right now, even the armor. I feel like the armor in the Star Wars universe isn't all that great.
Yeah.
The only time I've seen like, oh wow, that's like badass armor is with the Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm. And that's because it's like really rare Beskar armor.
Yeah.
Where you look at the stormtroopers and it's like these stormtroopers are getting taken out by rocks being thrown by Ewoks.
Yeah.
Why even wear armor?
Exactly.
Yeah. But it would be cool to see like these two universes go at each other. Like maybe have like a who would win between Gilliman and Vader type thing.
Yeah. My money's on Gilliman.
Definitely. But still.
Yep. Next question. My phone died.
This one is by Kaiser Seraphim. Do influences of chaos exist in other galaxy, or is it just the Milky Way? What makes the Milky Way special? And also, will we ever see any other galaxies like Andromeda in 40K?
Probably not. And yes, the warp is special to the Milky Way galaxy. Why is it special? I don't know, because GW wanted to do it.
Yeah, it's contained in this galaxy. We know this because the Tyranids have never encountered the warp, and they had to evolve by creating the shadow of the warp by coming into this one. Also, I think that's why the old ones left in the first place, because of the warp and the Psych Newen and all that stuff. So
yeah,
there are little tidbits of lore that show you that the chaos and the warp is contained in this universe or this galaxy.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll ever see beyond our galaxy
No.
because there's too much stuff, too much narrative, too much lore centered already in this.
Yep.
Why add a whole nother galaxy of lore, creatures, dynamics, new races and stuff when they're still they can't give us regular models for like the Eldar that are like 30 years old by this point.
Yeah, and plus you already have the Tyranids. Tyranids are kind of like that weird alien race. It's like alien race? Is that what you call it?
Animalistic, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And from a different universe, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If they want to create another race, just say it's already here in the galaxy. It's just was from like a planet that was surrounded by like a warp storm or something. That's why we've never seen it.
That's true, yeah.
There's ways around it to make it make sense and fit into the narrative of 40K.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of saying, oh, this is from a different galaxy.
Yep. Next question.
This one's by Yoda07. If the Tyranids developed their psychic powers from encountering a psychic species, could they have devoured the old ones, or are they running from them?
That's a good question, and yeah, I think that it is more likely that they ran into them and consumed them than it is for them to like be created by them or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it makes sense as to why the shadow of the warp is so weak, kind of. Like it's strong in the sense that like the hive fleets are massive, so it just makes sense that it would cover an entire planet or a subsector, or a system, I should say. But at the same time, it doesn't.
Right. To me, it makes more sense that instead of the old ones encountering the Tyranids, it's the Silent King.
Yeah.
Like that's his reason why he came back to this galaxy, because he's trying to warn like the Necrons like to wake up, the Tyranids are coming, and if they eat all life, and it's the same thing as what happened back then with the Psych Newen, they basically didn't eat all life, but they overtook all life.
Right.
This next question is by Hyena Scar. Recently, in an interview, Dan Abnett said that he believes that the Emperor is actually continually dying and being reborn thanks to him being a perpetual. Does this mean that the Emperor is actually a masochist? Does this mean that the Imperium is such troubled with chaos because the Emperor is actually a big Slaanesh fan?
Yeah, you can't kink shame, though. Let's
Right.
get that out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean...
Do you think the Emperor is dying and being reborn on the throne constantly? Or is he slowly dying?
I think he's constantly being reborn, yeah. But it's like that one scene from X-Men when Wolverine is trying to, like, hurt Jean Grey. Is it Jean? The Phoenix?
Mm-hmm.
And it's, like, burning him, and it's like... And then he just keeps regenerating. Yeah, I think that. I don't actually think he ever dies.
Right, because the whole thing was like if the Emperor does ever die, that's going to create the Astronomicon to go away, and a demon portal is going to open up in, or webway, whatever you want to call it, is going
Right.
to open up on Terra. So to think that he's constantly living, dying, coming back, like I think that goes against that piece of lore.
Yeah.
But again, they could always change it and retcon it.
Yeah.
Dan Abnett is a huge like writer for the whole 40K novels and whatnot, Black Library.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, there is some oomph to what he has to say. And hey, if the Emperor wants to get kinky with Slaanesh, I'm down.
Yeah, he probably has already done it.
Right, that was probably part of his like treaty with the Chaos Gods.
Yep. Gets weekly sloppy toppies.
This one is by I Was in Goonie. Does AIDS exist in Warhammer?
Yeah. Nurgle and his blessings are bountiful. So yes.
There's tons of diseases. Since we got rid of like polio, do you think polio came back?
Yeah. Because what caused polio?
Nurgle.
There you go.
Random person says, do colorblind orcs exist? And if so, can a colorblind orc believe Big Bird is a greater demon than is he?
So no, colorblind orcs cannot exist because orcs have this natural thing where like, if you deviate from the basic genetic stock, then you get killed by everybody. So like as soon as the spore turns into an orc boy, I think the other orcs would realize that like, hey, he's not really paying attention to the fact that I'm wearing purple. He's supposed to know that this is sneaky, and I can't sneak up on him. So then he'll just get clobbered over the head.
He'll get bonked.
Bonked.
With orcs, I feel like their anatomy is so like weird and like just different. Like you could behead Gazgul and then just stitch his head back on, and he comes back to life.
Yep.
Would it be the same thing as like you could just pluck an orc's eyes and switch him with somebody else's eyes, and he could still see?
Probably. Yeah.
They're like the Legos of orcs.
Yep. The Mr. Potato Heads.
Yeah. This one's by Trey Jowers. Do you think a Tyranid zoanthrope could be assaulted by an enslaver, and the enslaver could take over a section of the local hive mind via this tactic?
I don't think so, just because enslavers, from my understanding, they're very primitive in what they want. Their goal isn't to control the Tyranid hive fleet. Their goal is just to enter real space. That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, they do use humans as like a means of like,
yeah,
like to take over worlds and stuff like that, or sectors.
Yeah, but it's still only one person.
True.
Like, the hive mind, I feel like, is not. It's like a massive, multicellular organism type of thing.
And not just that, but I feel like if an enslaver ever did take control of a zoanthrope, the hive mind would sense it and just send like more Tyranids to kill that thing.
Yeah.
Kind of like orcs.
Yep.
This one is by Grand Moff Revan. Is Kirby a champion of chaos? And if so, which god is he aligned with? So Kirby's that pink thing that likes to suck.
I'm pretty sure it's Slanesh then.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
It's pink. He likes sucking. He takes people inside of him, and then he kind of takes their abilities.
Yep.
That sounds very Slaneshi to me.
Very much so.
That sounds very Lucius the Eternal.
Lucius. Next question.
This one's by Tin Man 40K, and I'm not really sure if we have an answer to you, but maybe the comment section does. So his question is, are there any blank swords or blank weapons, such as a Psyker sword that is only powered by blanks?
The only thing, so now that I remember, the Sisters of Silence lore, they have like these grenades that they can throw.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Like null grenades.
Which are like super effective against any type of Psyker.
Yeah. But I wonder if like the sword itself is like imbued with like nullifying powers, or if because the wielder
user,
is like wielding it, that it's an extension of him.
Right. So then like they can pick up a rock and it's like an anti-Psyker rock.
They throw it at a tank, it explodes. But yeah.
This next one is by Were King. Is Ash Ketchum a greater demon? The dude doesn't age. He enslaves creatures. He travels far and wide to catch even more creatures, and he loves to make them battle for his own pleasure. That sounds very greater demon if you ask me.
Yeah, but it also just sounds like a regular Imperial rogue trader.
That's true.
So that one's difficult.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't easy being a 10-year-old for how many seasons?
A lot.
Yeah.
Next one.
This one is by A all the way to Z. Slanesh could be bad for business. When you think about it, it would be like that scene in Event Horizon or Lights Out at an expensive prep school.
I thought you were taking this a different way.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think what it is like Slanesh, from what I thought you were taking it as, like Slanesh would be bad for GW in terms of like sales, right? But that's not true, because they're putting out stuff in Age of Sigmar.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's one of the many mysteries of GW. It's like, why no Slanesh support for 40K?
Right.
Dean James. What races would ally together to fight the galaxy-ending tsunami that is the Tyranids? Or is it going to be every race for itself?
No, it's already happened. So like the Tyranids, the first one, is it Leviathan?
I believe so.
That one was it was like a co-op between the Eldar, the Tau, and the Space Marines.
And you do see like races that would never ally with each other ally just because of the threat of the Tyranids,
Yep.
such as the Blood Angels and the Necrons. They were fighting already, and then the Tyranids came in, and they're like, "Whoa, we need to focus on them." So they made a truce. They fought against the Tyranids, and then the Necrons were like, "Gotcha," and double crossed them.
Yep.
So if the Tyranids ever got to the point where they're just like a literal tsunami, just eating and taking up all the biomass and planets with no stop, yeah, I think all the races would have to ally
Yeah.
because GW wouldn't let that happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Even the Dark Eldar, they would come out of Kamara.
Mm-hmm.
Because they've already been invaded, right, by
I
a
believe
tendril.
so. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Last question. What you got?
This one is by 5X's 4097. Does a Space Marine work well if you stay close to a blank for a long period of time? And what about a Tech Priest, since they aren't inherently psychic, but they do have some psychic powers?
Yeah, I mean, they are. They do have some psychic power, like you said, or some type of presence, and all it is like just this uneasy feeling.
Right.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure it would affect the Space Marine.
Not to the point of like a librarian or a Grey Knight,
Yeah.
but yeah, they're definitely, there's going to be a change in atmosphere. Kind of like when you go to a party with a friend and that's the only person you know in the party, and then your friend leaves and you're just like, whoa, all these people just became blanks to me.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it is.
They're making me feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I need my comfort.
Space.
Yeah. And those were the questions.
Yeah. This was Gershwin.
Sound Alchemist. Keep those questions coming, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Always used to put my freedom first in any situation.